people of YouTube. And welcome to another live stream. Haha. Hope you're all being well. It's been a quite repetitive week for me, so let me just bring the mic up just a bit. Ooh. Should be good. Just let me know if the audio is not sounding good or anything like that. I've been playing around with it because I've been recording some other stuff, so might not be the best. So just let me know if you can't hear me properly or something like that. I'll probably move this up here. So today's the pick a stock for till 7 figures. I finally sold main freight. I will be doing a voting system once again. I still haven't found like a decent voting thing. I'll suss that out for next time, but this time we'll do it the same thing. You guys write a bunch of the stocks you want me to put into the drawer. We'll do a voting system, probably do a preliminary on Google, on the Google forms. Then I'll do the final one on the YouTube voting poll as well. So yeah, that's how it's going to go. So just let me know if anything, but we'll hold off on the votes for now. Yeah, it's going to be just the good old chat and Q&A until we get a decent amount of people in the live stream, maybe around at least 10-15 people. Then I'll kick it off. Ideally I want around 15-20 people or so, because that's roughly how much I had in the previous ones as well. Not sure, maybe some people like to join when I do these pick a stock, but yeah. Okay, give me a sec, guys. Give me a sec. Sorry, just got back from telling my parents to just, quiet down a bit. I don't need to hear their mundane arguments and stuff like that in my live streams, because I keep them on the channel for quite some time at least. Alright, I'm just going to go over the chat. So, as I mentioned, the pick a stock might start around 8 o'clock, just whenever I have enough people to get on with it. Under 10 people might be a bit of a not so great of a number, but we'll see where it goes, because I might not get 10 viewers today. So I average around 60 viewers per live stream, but they come and go, right? Like, they don't stay for the entire live stream time. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So let's see who's here. So Cameron, Ezra, it's just you guys talking. Good to have you both on the live stream. Hey, no super chats today, haha. I'm fine with that, man. You gave me enough super chats last week, so no fuss around that. I think I might sell my whole portfolio to start a fresh one and not muck around. I'm down 33%. Thoughts? I'm not a big fan of selling everything in your portfolio, but if you don't have that much money in it, like let's say under $1,000, and if you feel like you want a fresh start, then if you just want to, get rid of it, sure, you can do that. But if you have more than 1,000, this is all relative, right? Like, for example, back in the March 2020, I sold everything in my Sharesies. I think you guys might be able to see it. So if you go back to my March 2020 Sharesies portfolio update on my channel, which is 2 years ago now, 2.5 years ago, I sold everything, and I timed it really well, where it flash dipped in March and I bought back in April. So that was like a very lucky move, but it's not always the same. So yeah, we just don't know what the stock market's going to do. So it's not really advised to kind of sell everything and buy back later kind of thing. But I guess if you want a fresh start, like, sure, but I don't recommend. I'd rather just buy more on top and dollar cost average it, rather than just selling everything and trying to get back into a time, like get back into the stocks in a later time. It's not that easy, to be honest. Cameron, I joined Henry. You joined Henry. Are you a contractor now? Yep, that's your disclaimer, man. Hey, Henry, honestly speaking, if I went not consulting, I'm doing consulting right now, but if I went contracting like a sole trader, I would have used Henry as well. But yeah, let me know how it goes with Henry, Like I think that's like the only kind of options we have in New Zealand for, you know, that kind of software in New Zealand. So yeah, I was actually looking into that. I made an account, but I haven't really used it yet. Hmm. All right. Who else do we have? We have C and Anderson. Good to have in the live streams. Okay, so keep going through the chats again. I was worried you wouldn't make it as I was talking to stepmom. Nah, I always make it. I don't listen to you about anything if it helps. Wow. Wow. Cameron, how can you say that? Nah, that's all good. I actually don't want people to actually listen to me. People should look at me like I'm some clown that's gambling on the stock market. Like, that's how people should view me, right? Like, I don't want people to take me too seriously because the moment people take me seriously, they think I'm like a financial advisor and I have to like give them directions for buying a stock or selling a stock. Like, I don't want people to do that, right? Like, sure, I can give you my thoughts about if you want to buy something, sell something, but there's always a disclaimer because I'm not a financial advisor and also I'm not getting paid to give you advice. You shouldn't be taking anything I say, seriously. It should be taken with a grain of salt because I'm not a professional. Like, even professionals don't get it right all the time in the financial markets. That's how hard it is. Also, on top, I'm just a tech person working in IT, consulting, data, whatever, and I just do these kind of investments on the side. And personal finance is more of like an interest. I'm like an enthusiast rather than like a professional kind of person there. So that's the thing about the disclaimers. So just make sure we know that. Hello, good people. Welcome. Yes, welcome to the live streams for everyone who've joined so far. We're going to be waiting just a bit more people, for more people before we start to pick a stock. We're looking for at least 15 people, as I mentioned. So, going through the chat again. So, make sure if you want to ask anything, put it in the chat. I'll talk about it. I go through all the chats if possible, as long as it's not too fast, and I try to give you a pretty good answer. I have all these sites open for you to help you with those kind of things, but it is what it is. Okay. So, oh my goodness, till 7 ASMR whispering into the mic. That's how I start all my live streams. Right? I'm like, hello, good people of YouTube, and welcome to my live stream. That's how I start it. I don't know. I don't know why I like ASMRs. I do enjoy ASMRs sometimes. Like, yeah, it's comforting sometimes. I don't know if you guys feel me, but oh my goodness, he's gone full K-pop. Have you not seen my hair? I think my hair just gets lighter every time because I done my hair like 1 month ago. So you would have seen in the last live stream, but I guess it wouldn't have been this light, but it just got lighter as time went, right? So yeah, yeah. I went full K-pop because, I want to be like BTS, right? Like, be like, I want the girls to dig me. Okay, that sounded pretty not that great. Okay, carrying on. He's a K-pop star. Yeah, music. I do make music though. Yeah, just for fun. Canna South, you can get off the live stream, mate. Nah, joking. Canna South. Beautiful stock, isn't it? You've been recording music for your future career, K-pop career. Actually, I did want to become a K-pop person. Not K-pop, but I want to be a ballad singer back when I was younger. Because of my rhinitis, I have a bit of a ringing in my voice, especially when I'm singing, and you'll probably even hear it when I'm talking. Yeah, I'm trying to get this fixed when I go back to Korea next, which would be maybe end of this year, but yeah. I did want to get into I did want to be a singer before, and yeah, my voice is the biggest reason why I gave up singing, to be honest. Straw poll. I think I tried straw poll before, but it just didn't work out properly. So yeah, I think we did try that last time. Just yeah. Okay, so who else do we have here? We have Stevo and Tim. Good to have in the live streams as well. Getting to your chats, guys. Just bear with me. So Yeah, I'm not gonna join BTS. So yeah, what do you think of Henry? I think Henry's pretty good. It's pretty good automation. I know one person that's using Henry. It's pretty easy to use. So I think it's worth the money you're paying, especially if you're getting big bucks as a sole trader. Yeah, because I guess you're making more as a sole trader, generally speaking. Like at least in IT, you're making 2-3 times more than you when you're a permanent if you're a contractor. So I guess giving that amount of small fees is actually pretty worth it because you just don't have to think about it. It does all the expenses for you and refunds and tax for you, so it's pretty convenient, I'd say. Arguments, I thought I was going at a WWE style. Just arguments. I stay for entire live stream. I know you do, Cameron, so I appreciate that. Okay, Steve-O, hi bro, good to have you on the live stream. So Ezra, the ones that stay the whole time are the diehards. I mean, I'm flattered that you guys want to spend 2 hours with me. So, yeah. Hopefully I don't take too much of your time, and that's why I only do these fortnightly now. See, good to have you in the live stream. Anderson, thoughts on Somerset stock? Thoughts on Somerset? REITs are an interesting one because REITs tend to follow the, what do you call it? The market. The market's not looking good, right? Like there has been some, it came back up just a bit. It had a bit of a recovery here, right? And people are like, ooh, it's going back up. It's going to be a reversal. Hold your horses. I think, remember, every time there's a bear market or a bull market, it will not go straight up or straight down, right? You got to remember that it's a cycle, right? It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But in the long run, that trend is upwards, and that's what we call a bull market. Same with the bear market. Well, we're in a bear market right now, right? And it's the same thing. It goes down. So in the thing, it goes down. It comes back up a bit, and it goes down even further, comes back down, goes back down. That's how it goes, So these kind of things where it comes back up, it does not mean it's a reversal. The stock market's suddenly becoming like a hot shot again. It's just doing normal market things, right? So you just gotta be aware of that and just, yeah, keep stay on your toes. Like don't all in because it's gonna go up again. It might not do that, and people will get hurt. Yeah, trading and buying stocks in a bear market is not the easiest. Somerset, let's go really quickly over this. So $2.5 billion Somerset. It's a retirement village stock. 2.5 billion. Its revenue is 200 million, which is not that great to be honest for the market cap. It's only 10%, but it's like less than 10%, but it's okay. Earnings is higher. I guess they've been selling a bunch of stuff. I'm not sure why the earnings are really high. Oh wait. Oh, something's tickling my nose. Sorry about that. Their PE ratio's pretty low, honestly speaking, but apparently it's a bit high for the industry, but whatnot. Yeah, the revenue and earnings, the earnings is high, but I'm not sure what's happening here, but it must be selling more. If their revenue is that much, but their earnings is that much, it normally means like they're doing some other stuff. They're selling a bunch of stuff or something like that. So something must be happening, but yeah. Their debt has stopped increasing, which is good. It's kind of leveling off, but the equity is growing. That's good. But yeah, I don't really like their revenue and their earnings. It's not that great. Their dividends are pretty not that much at all. So yeah, not really my favorite retirement stock. Retirement stock, I'd only look at maybe Oceania, and that's about it. And REITs in general, I wouldn't touch in a time like now because it's a tough market. When the market's going down, REITs normally go down with it. It's heavily correlated with the market. So that's my thoughts on Somerset. It's not my favorite, to be honest. How much did you get from that 15? I think I got like 7 or 8. So that's why I don't really like super chats. If people want to send me money, I should just chuck my bank account there. It's probably better because YouTube takes a big cut, like honestly speaking. But Yeah, yeah, it's quite a lot, quite a big cut. Kogan went up slightly. Yeah, remember the market companies like Kogan, which is a like a retail kind of store in Australia, and it operates in New Zealand as well online. Those kind of companies tend to follow the market. You know, any traditional companies like utilities, maybe utilities and telecom, because they're dividend stocks, they're not too correlated with market. But any general companies, you know, that's been around for quite some time, they like banks, for example, they tend to follow the market. So if the market's going down in general, then everything else goes down and so on. So yeah, it's not that great. It's not that great, but yeah, don't be too happy because things are going up, because it might be short lived. Like, that's the problem, right? How's my Juno doing? Thanks for asking, Steve-O. So let's have a look. So I think last time I checked was like 2 days ago, and it actually went up. So let me just try pull it up, shall we? So it came up just a bit. So remember, I did not add anything more to it. I think it would have added $325 from my last paycheck, which was 2 weeks ago. That's about it. But remember, it was like around 26 or 27K, like around there. So I gained about 1,500 or so. But minus the 325, it will be like, no, I don't know, like 1,175 bucks or something like that. So it came up just a bit. I am on a balanced fund now for my KiwiSaver here. It's not a growth fund anymore because I am planning to withdraw money from my KiwiSaver in the near future sometime when I find a house. And yeah, for that reason, I dropped it a level, but it seems like it's recovering just a bit. But you know, I don't really have high hopes about it, so that's why I dropped it. Because in the long run, I think it's going to, yeah, I don't think it's gonna go up so much. So we'll see about it. But my KiwiSaver is doing okay. It's not falling. All I want it to do is not fall, so I can make the most out of my contribution, my employer contribution, and my government contribution. Because you know, KiwiSaver is good because straight off the bat, I'm making like double my contribution, right? Because if I put 325, my employer puts like 3% as well, plus my government, the government gives me like an extra, you know, 500 and something bucks, right? So KiwiSaver is something where I don't expect it to, you know, skyrocket to the moon and make me a lot of money, but I just want it to at least hold its ground so it doesn't go down too much. So at the end, when I withdraw from it in another year or two, yeah, it's not too below the kind of what I've contributed, the principal value. So that's my hopes with KiwiSaver. Tim, I noticed the pullback on my Sharesies account over the last month. My account is 56% ETFs. If your account is 56% ETFs, then you would have seen some drawbacks. You might have seen some increases recently in the past month or so because if you were in these kind of ones like the NZ Top 50 or something like that, S&P 500, those had a bit of a recovery recently in the past month. But yeah, generally speaking, this is a very common ETF in New Zealand, the NZ Top 50. So it tracks the top 50 companies in New Zealand stock market in the NZX. Yeah, yeah, it's been going down. So it's not a uncommon thing to see. If you're 56% ETFs, you're pretty much following the market. So you will definitely see some drawbacks there, but there is nothing much you can do about that. So yeah, but hold on to it, and you know, dollar cost average it. I think that's like the most common thing people would do. And remember, if you're in ETFs, you're definitely in for the long run. Don't expect to make crazy money out of ETFs because they're very slow and they're very long-term based investments in general. And that's why it's so diverse, because you don't want it to move around too much, but just grow over time as inflation and all these kind of other economic factors kind of raise the prices of these assets, such as house prices or stocks. They go up in price primarily because of inflation and, you know, you know, inflation is a big contributor, right? And that's how people protect their wealth from inflation, is they buy asset classes like stocks or, houses. And people who spend all their money in times like now on stuff, liabilities like cars, bags, I know, luxury goods, those people are pretty much doing the opposite, where they're buying depreciating assets, well, which we call liabilities. That's not a good thing, but it's a smart thing to buy assets right now, because they're slightly getting cheaper, and you can keep them for the long run. It's better than keeping money in the bank, which most people say. But this reward of holding these long-term investments only come after 5-10 years. So yeah, if you're lucky, you might see them next year, but honestly speaking, like, everyone's different, so just keep at it. All right, I'm behind on chat, so let me get through it real quick. So obviously you haven't read your disclaimer. Come on, Cameron. So I do everything till Seven says he's our master. No, please don't do that. See, what's your thoughts on New Zealand king salmon for long term? I think these kind of consumer staples are okay. I don't know much about king salmon. I'm a bit behind on chat, so I won't go into it just yet. But I think these kind of things where people consume every day, whether the economy is good or bad, maybe people buy less salmon. I don't know, when the economy is bad, but yeah. What is this? Yeah. I don't know, like, I don't even know what this company actually looks like, but looking at that looks pretty bad. I'm not sure what's happened here, but yeah, I would stay away from any company that's been doing this kind of stuff. Like, they dropped literally nearly 90%. Oh yeah, that's quite a lot. Like, they dropped a lot. Yeah, probably not the best investment. Tim, I was 30% down, but I'm back to 17.59. Yeah, exactly. So you would have seen a bit of a pullback right now, but it might be short lived. So just keep at it. Don't expect things to go up suddenly right now. It may do, but I personally think it wouldn't. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. But yeah, keep on your grounds and do your research. Time will come, but it will probably come really slowly and a lot later by the looks of it. Cameron, will you give us Korean barbecue if you make big on K-pop scene? I'll give you guys free Sharesies gift codes. I won't buy you barbecue, but I'll give you gift codes. I'll just spread gift codes. If I was like rich at a K-pop. Can we talk about something more realistic, guys? Come on, man. I'm not gonna join BTS or anything like that. Like, not a chance, guys. Israel, what's your next car gonna be? I saw a Porsche on Trade Me for 600k. Definitely not a 600k Porsche, but my next car, realistically, it would be a Mercedes. If it's an AMG, it'd be really nice, but probably not anytime soon. Maybe 4 years later, 5 years later, I might be interested in selling my car, which is currently as a GTI. As you guys already know a lot of my regulars already know what I drive, but yeah, probably not a 600k car. If I have 600k to spend, I'll most likely spend it on a house rather than a car, for very good reasons. And also, if I don't have to use the whole 600k on a house, I'll probably use a portion of it for my deposit, and rest I'll put it on stocks or something like that. So that would be the smarter thing to do, rather than spending 600k on a car. Unless I'm some kind of multi-millionaire, then where like a Porsche 600k Porsche is like 1% of my assets, then yeah, sure, I can afford that. But yeah, definitely not now, where 600k is more than what I have in total. So a lot more actually. So we'll see about it. Ezra, I got a ringing in my ear, hearing loss, amazing. Yeah, take care of your ear, man. It's not a good thing. I think my mum has ear issues as well, and her balance is like not that great. Yeah, just take care of your ears, guys. Carrying on with the chat, guys. Tim, your hair looks like a cartoon in a good way. Thank you, man. It looks kind of more brighter. It looks really bright in the sun, and because I'm shining the light on me, it's pretty good. We're starting to get a lot of people in this thing, so let me get through the chat real quick. Okay, stop putting your questions. I'm not going to answer questions from now. I'm going to try get through the chat really quick from now, so I can catch up to the latest chat. Then I will start my pick a stock, because I'm reaching around 20 viewers right now, like 15-20 viewers, which is ideal. So, and I don't want to keep these people waiting for too long, because these people might be here just to vote. So keep that in mind, guys. Thank you all who has joined recently as well. Tusky as well. I think Leanne's here. Leanne, good to have in the live stream. Ilmi, good to have in the live stream as well. So stop putting your questions. Let me just catch up with the chat real quick, guys, and we'll start off the pick a stock. So it will start around 8 o'clock or so, by the looks of it right now. So if you're not asking questions, get yourself a coffee, and or probably too late for coffee for some of you, so maybe get some water, I don't know, get some snacks, and come back in another 5 minutes or so. So Cameron, Henry, I'm making 50 an hour. 50 an hour is actually pretty good, I have to say. That's pretty good money for the median wage. That's double the minimum wage, which is good. The question is, can you get 40 hours a week? Which I think you can, man. So yeah, good on you, mate. Tusky, god dang it. I was trying to go to bed early tonight. Sorry, man, but this is the only time I normally do it. Leanne, me too. Early start tomorrow for me. Sorry, you too. But yeah, thanks for joining in either way, guys. Tusky, thoughts on Shopify? I started buying last week. I think it's a good time to rack up some e-commerce stocks. But yeah, I think it's okay. Not my favorite though. I normally Shopify. It's a very diverse market. It's a saturated market, so I tend to stay away from those kind of industries where it's very saturated and so many players, and like it's like a very small pie for a lot of companies. But yeah, it is what it is. I think, let me get back into the thing. So remember, I'm trying to get back to the latest chat ASAP. So don't ask questions yet. And I'm not going to look into anything right now, because today's main content is pick a stock. So I want to get through the chats, because I'm really behind on chat. Before I go there. Yeah, Tim, bull traps all over the place. Exactly. Bull traps. That's what it is. Bull traps, right? People look at these recent days uptrends, and they're like, oh, everything's going up. That's what we call a bull trap. Of course, if it continues to go down, it becomes a bull trap. Bull trap, for people who don't know what a bull trap is, it's kind of like when the market kind of reverses upwards. So it's been going down, it kind of comes back up, and people are like, oh, I need to buy in, and they buy in, and it continues to go down, and they're like, oh, okay, surely it'll go back up again soon, and they keep waiting, and it just keeps falling, and they're trapped. That's what we call a bull trap. It's where it's trapping people who's bought in that short-lived kind of uptrend. So yeah, that's a bull trap. Tusky, Somerset unfortunately will be hurt if the housing market hurts. Unfortunately, I'm in the same boat with OCA. I think all REITs will be, because remember, as interest rates go up, it will normally mean the house prices go down, because there's less incentives to buy a house, especially for investment purposes, because normally you want the rental yield to be higher than the mortgage rate. If the mortgage rate is way beyond the rental yield, it's actually not making you any money. Plus, the house prices are going down. So your asset, your capital gains is actually going negative as well. It's a double loss for you. So people tend not to buy investment properties at a time like now. There are people who still do that, but it's very not that big of a difference. Right now, the supply of housing is quite high compared to the demand, so that's why we see a bit of a decline in the housing market, it seems. So yeah, remember, these are all my opinions based on what I read, so just keep that in mind. Take it with a grain of salt, guys. Yeah. So Tim, markets are only up a bit lately due to some of the second quarter earnings from some big caps, some big companies being positive, but cost of earnings are a lot due to the inflationary environment we are in. Exactly. So that's kind of part of it, but generally speaking, even if it's going down, it will come back up and it'll go back down even further. So it's more of a cycle. Whether it's going up or down, it's always a cycle, guys. It's not a straight line down or straight line up. It just doesn't work like that in the stock market or any market, actually. So Ezra, when I start working, should I flex and do 500 or maybe 100? No, you can do what you want, but make sure you're well sorted yourself first. Greatly appreciated though. Hey, stop advertising your Henry link. I should put my Henry link. Oh yeah. Speaking of links, guys, if you guys want to register on anything, personal finance related, have a look in the description below. If you open it up, there's a bunch of lists like Sharesight, Sharesies, I don't know, like what else? I'm not pulling the finger, guys. I was just thinking. Yeah, there's a lot of links below, Wirex, everything. So just have a look at that. Juno as well. Have a look at those and you can get some freebies and I get some freebies. It's a win-win. So use those referral links as you need it, guys. So, Tusky, don't worry. I only send super chats for the lols. I know you guys do. I mean, that's what it should be like. Like, people should send me super chats not because they want something out of me. It's because they just feel like just for the lols, right? And that's what keeps it kind of, casual, not so serious. Till 7 figures. Okay, so Cameron, who on earth is Sing Bin and why are you suing a bin? Hey, Sing Bin is my Korean name. Why are you saying crap about my Korean name? No, I'm not crying. But did you really just diss my Korean name? That's sad, bro. But Sing Bin Choi is my name. It's my legal name, let's say. Tusky, Choiboy, your mod is making unsolicited business deals. Yes, exactly. What are you doing, moderator? Cameron, I did not make you moderator so you can put your referral links on there. No, that's all good though. I don't use Henry much, so you can do that. Ezra, are you going to make a portfolio video? Oh, that's the Tusky, sorry. So, Alexander, so sorry getting to your chats, guys. Remember, stop putting questions. I want to get with this pick a stock as soon as I catch up, but it's like more comments as I go down. So I'm gonna skip a few comments, guys. If you have real questions you want me to dig deep into, ask them a bit later, especially after the pick a stock, where it's gonna be more of a Q&A, proper Q&A kind of thing, where I can actually go into these simply Wall Street or watch list, Sharesight to kind of address your questions and discussion points. So okay, remember I will be skipping some comments to catch up, so sorry if I skip your comments. Alexander, hi, what are your thoughts on the TQQQ and UpPro, maybe another leverage ETFs? I'm not a big fan of leveraged ETFs, honestly speaking. Yeah, and shorting and ETFs that would short the market as well, I'm not a big fan of. I tend to stay away from it, especially in times like now. It doesn't really work well for me, and I don't really recommend a lot of people doing that. So that's my thoughts about it. Yeah, not a big fan of leveraged ETFs or leveraged anything in the markets, because it just adds another layer of I don't know, complexity, and it's not something most people would want to put themselves into, because one wrong move and you can make a lot of money but also lose a lot of money. So yeah, something I'm a bit skeptical about personally. All right, so skipping a bunch of comments. I think you guys are just talking amongst yourselves, so yeah. Tim, not a great time to invest in companies that tie directly to the consumer, as their buying power is way down. Stocks tied to government spending are probably better, bet at to look into at the moment. That's kind of true, but at the same time, I think generally speaking, dividend stocks might be the best kind of stocks to have a look into if you are looking to buy stocks right now. It's definitely a better bet for the long term as well, I think. And yeah. Government spendings, those are pretty good kind of shots as well. Financial providers normally do pretty well in recessions as well, but yeah, we just don't know which ones are going to be the good ones and the bad ones. And during these kind of hard times, the top companies and the bottom companies, they kind of like switch, you know. So this is like the time where the next generations of big companies will come out. Like the next, like 10 years later, kind of big companies would be kind of uprising from now, right? So yeah, it's quite an interesting time to see how good people are at picking these kind of underdogs, let's say. Tusky, due to compound interest, he probably will be. I gave him 4K. And, oh, okay, so you talk about some other stuff. So let me skip that for now, guys. Sorry about that. So I'll be skipping that. So Ilmi, this is random, but would you ever import any building materials, etc? I imported a few containers of plasterboard, and that I'm making amazing margins. I don't know if you're talking to me, but would I do that? No, it's not my interest. Yeah, I'll let Fletcher do all the hoarding, but yeah, not really much of my interest. So, yeah, I heard a lot of plasterboards are coming from Thailand though, so I do know of this kind of thing because it's been coming out here and there, and I have some people in civil who tells me these kind of things. But it's quite interesting actually. It's pretty interesting market nowadays. But yeah, like Jib is being hoarded by Fletcher, and that's why Fletcher's, you know, quite big, right? Anyways, okay, you guys talk about your Jib, so I'll skip that as well. So I'm getting free money, free government money tomorrow or Tuesday. Well, what do you know? Like, I think my mum's getting hers as well. I think that's the, if you earn less than $70,000, and if you're over 18, then you get the living cost thing, right? It's only like $100 per month or something like that. So it's not a lot of money, but it will pay like the water bills at least, right? Interesting. Yeah, that's the living cost refund. I'm not sure, but government gives money to people who earns less than 70K, I think. Yeah. Tusky, my industry is pumping right now for some reason. I did 58 hours last week, 59 hours last week. Man, you're raking up a lot of money, man. Good stuff though. It's better to be busy than not. I personally think so. At least. Tim, been looking at UEC as government spending into nuclear energy globally has been massive uptick due to the inability of renewables being able to cover the shortfall as we move away from fossils. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of controversy around that kind of topic, but I personally do support nuclear energy. I don't think it's as bad as people used to say it was. But yeah, I mean, I don't really care about it. As long as I get my energy, I'm fine. As long as I don't have power cuts in my areas, I'm totally fine whatever happens really. But renewables definitely something needs a lot of work until we kind of stabilize to a point where we generate enough power with renewables without having to rely on other non-renewable kind of energy sources. Mixed emotions. Oh, the $116 three payments, not bad, I guess. Not bad, but not a big game changer or anything like that. It's not as good as the COVID payments back in lockdown, right? So that's the thing. Yes, you can't get it, Ezra, but it's okay, man. Few more years and you get it. Tusky, if I super chat you, will you show my business again? I broke even in the first year, hoping to employ my wife to help out soon. Maybe, maybe I can talk about it, but yeah, let's see. I don't know. Yeah, Tusky's a slaughter man. Ah, man. Yeah, but it seems like people have been cooking a lot more at home as well. I think I don't know why the industry would be booming right now. Okay, well, it's already 8:10, so I'm gonna be starting the pick a stock now. Okay, I think a lot of you guys are talking about random stuff in the chat, so I'm gonna stop reading the chat for now. Okay, stop whatever you guys doing. Okay, I'm gonna start. Okay, frick. Let me change the text. Pick a stock. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Pick a stock. Guys, pick a stock for Till Seven Figures episode 4. I don't know how many of you been waiting for this, but this is it. This is the time for you to pick my next stock. Okay, just as a reference, guys, I have $97.25 in my wallet right now. That's what I had from selling main freight. So I put $100 into main freight and I got $9.75.25. Of course, there's transaction fees, which wasn't a big deal, but also I lost a bit, like $1 or $2 or something like that. Generally speaking, that's pretty good. Like, it's not that bad. So yeah, main freight, $100, bought it in February 20th and I sold it 29th, so that was on the Friday. Yeah, so I sold it for $97.25. That's including the loss plus the transaction fee. Total negative 2.75. That's not too bad. That is not too bad, given the market. If we go back to main freight, actually, it's quite interesting, right? Because ever since I bought, it didn't stay up much on top of what I bought. Actually, if I sold it, I was going to do a pick a stock back in June, right? If I did it back then, I would have sold it at a pretty big loss. But because I waited a bit longer, I was like, I feel like, the biggest reason why I didn't sell it before is like, I felt something. I was like, it has to come back up even a bit to recover, because it doesn't go straight down. So, and main freight is still a big company in New Zealand, at least in New Zealand at least. So I thought it's going to come back up. So I was like, ooh, it came back up. Great time to sell now. So I sold it. Pretty much broke even. Not quite, but pretty even, I'd say. So that was not too bad. It's better than Oceania, where I lost 15%, but that was at the peak of that was the start of the downfall, right? And it was just not a great time between November and February this year. So yeah, that was a pretty bad one. It's quite interesting where A2 was my least confident stock, and that's the only one I made money on this pick a stock content so far. So quite interesting. I thought main freight would have made me some money, but it seems like just not a good market to be trading stocks for short terms, at least. Yeah, so I had main freight for around 5 months or so, which is not a long time for a lot of you guys who thinks 5 months is a long time. It is not a long time in the stock market, and this is exactly why you shouldn't keep trading short term, because you lose a lot of money in the long term. But this is just for content, so keep that in mind. So we're going to do the episode 4 of Pick a Stock, guys. So we have 14 people. People might be joining in, later on as well, and they can join in the fun. So, okay, so everyone getting ready, okay? So, can't wait. Raw bioscience. If you give me raw bioscience, I will literally turn my computer and I'll throw my computer away. No, I'm joking. I won't do that. But anyways, if we don't be cruel, I'd actually pick NZM. Okay, so this is the thing. Because if I just give you guys if I just say, hey guys, just pick a stock for me, you guys might actually make me buy Canna South, which is not ideal for me. But so if I actually make money in the next time, maybe I'll be nice enough to send out some really small gift cards, like Sharesies gift codes out to people. So, I might do random giveaways, right? So, don't give me crap stocks, guys. I don't know why you guys want me to lose money in the stock market sometimes, but let's be serious. It's stocks. We want to show people what people are interested in right now. What stocks would people want to buy right now to make profit, right? Not to make a loss. Okay, let's get that straight. Okay, so let me just have some sip on some water. Yes, I did get some, what do you call it? Yeah, I got dividend. I got $1. I got $1 as dividend from main freight. Beautiful. I bought $100 worth and I made $1. That means if they give me $1 for the next one, it was 2%. That's not that much, yeah. But their gross dividend is not that high, so yeah, I got 1% of my holdings as dividend payment last time, so that's not bad. I reinvested that into Mainframe as well when I got it, but yeah, I sold it now. So yeah, pick a stock, pick a stock. Okay, okay, are you guys ready? Okay, okay, I'm just gonna read some chats. Okay, be easier to hand. Clark gave it $100. Hey, hey, let's not get political here, guys. No political talk. How do we pick a stock? I'll explain to you, okay? It's a voting system. We support democracy in New Zealand, okay? So we're going to be very democratic and we're going to go a voting system, okay? So people can put out the stocks and we'll go for an elim stage where I'll put all these stocks that people say on the chat. I'll put it on the Google thing. I'll send you guys a link. Go to the link, fill out the response, and I'll pick like the top 4 or 5 or something like that, right? Then I'll do the final, like the semi-final vote on the YouTube poll. The only reason why I do the first one on Google is because there's too many stocks and Google can only like hold like 4 or 5 options. So not that great. So I'll do the first one, put all your stocks, only 1 entry per person, guys. So 1 entry per person, and then we'll do a voting system on that. So think of a stock, okay? I'll give you some time. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes to think about a stock that you think is actually going to make money in the next 3 to 5 months, okay? Don't give me crap stocks where you think it's going to go down to 0. If I keep losing money on this content, I am not going to do it, guys. You know, I already lost not a lot of money, but I lost, what is that again? I lost on 2 of my investments so far in this content. I'm quite amazed that A2 Milk was the only one that came out positive at the end. But yeah, okay guys, make me proud, guys. Don't give me some crap stock. If you guys let me down again, I will literally be like, I am not gonna do this content, and then I have to make another content. You're gonna give me more headaches, guys. So okay, remember there is a preliminary, there's conditions. It's only New Zealand stock, okay? We are Kiwis, guys. I don't know if I have any overseas people in this live stream, but we are Kiwis. Let's stick to very wholesome New Zealand stocks, guys. No US stocks, no Australian stocks, okay? New Zealand stocks that I can buy on Sharesies. So go on your Sharesies and go through, like go here, invest. Go here, filter, NZX. See? No. Just look through this, okay? Look through this list, guys. Do not give me US stocks, because I will not include US stocks into the thing. I haven't said go, so don't put out your stock on chat right now. Not yet, guys. Hold your horses. I'm giving people time to think about it. I'm explaining the rules, so we can get it right from the start, okay? Are we allowed to do US stocks this time? No. We're keeping this content New Zealand stocks, okay? Because the moment we go US stocks or Australian stocks, there's too much of a variety. Because we don't want, like, at least if we stick to New Zealand stocks, people will know what they're voting for, right? Because like if we say BRISCOEs, even if I don't invest, I know BRISCOEs because I live in New Zealand. Heck, BRISCOEs, man. Like Rebel Sports, BRISCOEs are Living and Co. They're all BRISCOEs, right? So that kind of thing. We're keeping it simple. It's a simple content just to engage people. It's not like a huge serious thing. It's just for fun, guys. So just keep that in mind. But no US stocks, no Australian stocks. NZ stocks I can buy from Sharesies. That is the rule, okay? 1 per person. So think of that one thing and get ready to put that on chat when I say go on chat. If I write go, you guys put it down, then I'll put everything into the Google Forms, and I'll give that link out to the chat. You click it, vote it, I get the results, then I do the final votes on the YouTube poll, okay? That's how it's gonna go. So let me just catch up on the chat so I don't have people asking questions and stuff like that. It's a simple math equation. You lose money, you cry, enough said. That's pretty much true. But losing money all the time is kind of sad, right? You guys got to give me motivation to keep this content going by actually picking good stocks. Dollar cost averaging into warehouse group, good dividends though. Good dividends in warehouse, yeah. But yeah, warehouse is not growing that much at all. But yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't say go yet, guys. Think of the stock. Don't type it yet. Okay, I'm going to exclude everything that has been said before I say go. Okay, and remember, please do not choose Raycon or Plexure. I already have Plexure and Raycon, and you can track that through my live streams or Sharesies portfolio updates in the future. So please do not say Plexure or Raycon. I will not include these into this content because I already have them there. It'll just kind of go into that, and you won't even be able to see that $100, because yeah, it's already got more than $1,000 in those. So, okay, guys. Okay, people are giving me stocks right now. I didn't say go yet. I don't get it. No, Plexure, no, wait, no Plexure, no Raycon, guys. Yes, you haven't said, I didn't say go. Okay, I'm going to say go now. Start. Give me your stocks. One per person, okay? One per person. Or you are dead. Let's go. All right. Let's go. Okay, so we got BRISCOEs, okay? BRISCOEs. We got WBC. Wait, what is BRISCOE's code? BGPA. Oh no. So I'm going to be busy typing stuff. So yeah, remember guys, do not put more than one. I am going to be checking with my eyes. If I see 2 entries, I'm going to exclude all your entries, okay? Be nice guys, okay? WBC, is that Westpac Banking Corp? I think that is. WBC here. Okay, so we got Westpac. Okay, Westpac. So if the nice way of doing this is if you can give me the name of the company and if you can put the code as well. If you haven't done that and if you put in your entry, just leave it, I'll find it. But if you can, if you're giving me a stock right now, just company and the code would be really nice. So I can kind of put it in like this nicely. E-Road, okay. And if you guys don't know what a company does, just Google it and just see if you understand it. But I guess you guys are all enthusiasts as well, and you guys keep track with New Zealand stocks. This is why I don't want to include US stocks. It gets really complex because half the time people might not know what the heck is this company. You know, we don't want to do that, right? Okay, so NZM. Okay, NZM. That's an NZME. Okay, NZME. The NZME would be really nice. Not trying to be biased, but I heard they get pretty good dividends, which I might not be able to hold long enough for, but Napier Port, okay. Holdings, oh. Napier Port Holdings, okay, guys. Napier Port Holding, NPH, okay. NPH, okay. We got restaurant brands. Okay, restaurant brands. Restaurant. Oh, restaurant. Did I? Restaurant. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Restaurant brands. RB. What? RBD. Okay, restaurant brands. For people who don't know, restaurant brands is like Pizza Hut, all these fast food chains. A lot of them are in RBD, so that's what that is. FPH, Fisher and Paykel Healthcare. Okay, Fisher and Paykel Healthcare. We got FPH. What else do we have? We got Scalar Up. All right, Scalar Up. Scalar Up. Remember, guys, this is the first stage of the voting system. So if you don't know any of these companies, please let me know. Don't ask me. Just Google it for now because I'm busy typing all this stuff. But I think Scalar Up was like SK something. So Scalar Up. Oh, SKL. Okay, SKL. Scalar Up Holdings. So we got WBC, so that's all good. I'll keep that there. Oh, Tim, you already did it. Come on, man. Don't double post, guys. It confuses me. But yeah, we're not voting just yet. I'm putting down the options so people can vote on something, right? Okay. This is the prelims. We got raw bioscience. Actually, seriously, guys, don't do this to me, guys. I have nothing against that. I just don't think it's a good business right now. That's all. Raw bioscience. We got raw. Okay. Whatever, guys. Blackwells. Okay. Blackwell Global Holdings. This is like a penny stock. My goodness. Oh my goodness. What is this? Oh, please don't do this to me, guys. Okay. I'll put it in there. Blackwell Global Holdings. Okay. What is it? BGI. Okay. BGI. We actually have some decent companies. Yeah, we actually have some decent companies this time, guys. No trolling. My goodness. All right. Carrying on. Okay. If you see the stock you already wanted on here and someone else called it out, you don't have to put one again because you can just vote for that stock. Okay, like you don't need to double put it if you already see it on this thing. But if it's not here, just let me know. Okay. MFB. My food bag. Alright, my food bag. Okay. Well, we can do that. My food bag. MFB. What is that, Cameron? Venture. Wait, what is this company? Wait, I heard of this actually. Huh. Infrastructure services, I see. Okay, alright, I hear you. Not much of a dividend stock, but it's got crazy PE ratio. Man, it's a massive stock. 2.5 bill. Huh. I don't know much about this stock, but that's interesting. Venture. If you guys don't know what Venture is, Google it right now while I'm typing this up, guys. It's a perfect time for you guys to do some research yourself. Yeah. Venture. VNT. Okay, that's good. AIIs. AIIs. Yes, man, I got AIIs. US stocks are expensive too. Yeah, exactly. Like, we're only putting $100 or so. So I made... I have $97.25 from selling main freight, right? So I'm going to be investing this much into my new stock. So remember that. It's like a rolling thing, right? Yeah. And the currency is not that great right now. Like the exchange rate between NZD to USD right now. So yeah, US stocks are kind of not that great right now. No, US stocks are cheap. It's the exchange rate that sucks. Yeah, exactly. Exchange rates are pretty bad, but there are really good discounts on some US stocks, like, you know, the big tech companies. A lot of them dipped a lot. So if you wanted to pick them up, it's actually a pretty good time actually. All right. I think, do we have... Okay, so we got main freight. No. Oh, I was going to say, like, please do not put the stock we already had before, but I guess this time I'll put it in. But yeah, next time, yeah, let's stay away from stocks we already have. So we had A2 Milk, Oceania, and main freight already. So if you can, it's probably best to kind of keep it a bit more variety. So, and this content kind of helps people get exposed to new industries or new sectors of the stock market, which they might not have been interested in. And it's just a better thing there. So Yep, the NZ dollar is rubbish. Yes, it is rubbish. Just a thought, look at NZ companies that export to the US in the short term. Not a bad idea. Yeah, VNT, yep, I already got that there. So, yep, all good. Good for exports, okay. I probably won't vote for Rua, probably. I'm keeping my eyes on you, mate. All right. Is that it? No, we got Alexander Infertile. Okay, Infertile. Okay. Remember, guys, you don't have to pick the stock that you put on the chat, right? That was just giving me options to put onto this Google Doc. Well, Google Forms, right? So remember to just be logged into your Google account and to vote on one of these. But yeah. So let's see. What was the code for Infertile? IFT. Okay. IFT. Oh. Ooh, yuck, my food bag. Someone dissed my food bag. Who was that? Hey, Leanne, I think Tim wants beef with you. No, I'm joking. I'm not going to cause drama here. Alright, I should look into my food bag. The initial valuation was terrible, but it might be interesting now. Exactly. Like, I think it came down quite a bit, right? Like, remember, like, at the IPO stages might be pretty bad, but you know, maybe later after it comes down a bit, maybe it's pretty appealing. So who really knows? That's the thing, right? So we're just listing the whole entire NZX. You know, the funny thing is because the NZX only has like 150 stocks or so, like it's not like we already have like a good 10% of the the New Zealand stock onto this list as well, which is quite funny actually. All right, I think that's it. Oh, we got someone here. Greenfin Industries. Is that? Oh, that's an NZX stock. Greenfin Industries. Oh, it's another cannabis stock. Greenfin Industries. Okay, I'll put that in. Oh, people know how much I love these kind of stocks, eh? Man. All right. I guess I do not discriminate, guys, but I just do not personally like it myself. That's all. Industries. Okay, what is it? GFI. Okay. If you guys are done, just stop chatting too much and we'll get onto it, okay? Maybe buy $100 of Blackwell Holdings at 4 cents and leave it and selling at 6 cents. Yeah, sure. Easier said than done, actually. You just don't know, eh? That dividend though. Rip all birds. Yep, rip all birds. I'm only listening, not really watching. Alright. This is done. This is the list, guys, okay? This is the list, okay? I'm going to send via link. Copy. All right. This is it. Put your votes in now. I'm going to give you until 8:40, guys. 8:40. All right, 8:40, okay? Forms, go into it right now. Give me your responses, okay? All right, we got it. It started. Oh, boy. All right, guys, come on, let's go. So we got a heck of a list there, but remember, you don't have to vote for the company that you put in. Whatever company you feel like buying, or you want, like, you'd be like, oh, actually I put this one, but I actually think this one is actually a better option, so I'll pick that. You can do that, guys. So remember, don't have to pick your own stock that you put on the chat. Feel free to pick whatever else. Right now, I think BRISCOE's is... No, it's not BRISCOE's, it's Blackwell. Alright, so we got Scalar Up coming up as well. So we got Oh, guys, are you actually going to make me buy Blackwell? I'm not comfortable with this, guys. Okay, so we got Scalar Up. Oh, we got a bit of a split here. Remember, guys, if you think your the company you put on is not going to be that good, it might be a better choice to, like, you know, do something else. So that was the chat. Oh gosh, I got some random ass guys. Hey, Cameron, help me delete these. No, delete it. Who is this guy? I'm gonna kill him. Damn it. I hate this spammers, dude. Alright, so while I report these random ass sexual spam messages, what the heck? Like, yeah, just vote on the thing, guys. Vote on the Google Forms list. It's in the chat, so check the chat. Click into the Google Forms and, yeah. Vote stock. Right now, it's... So remember, this is the pre-elims, right? So we're going to do another vote because it's too many companies right now, so it's going to be very diverse. But we're going to pick the top 3 and we're going to do a redo. We're going to revote, okay? So don't go yet. Don't go just yet. Remember, after this Google Forms one, we are going to do a the semi-finals, right? The actual vote on YouTube polls. It's going to be easier for people who do not want to do Google Forms for some reason. But yeah, let's see. So yeah, go on to the Google Forms. It's right there. So I'm going to post it one more time, guys. That is the form. I'm going to give you guys 3 more minutes. It's 8:40, so until 8:40, put in your votes onto this Google Forms, and we will get straight into it on the YouTube polls. Okay, I'm gonna set up a YouTube poll for the top 3. I think the top 3 is already kinda. Oh gosh. The top 3 is already kind of there, which is Blackwell, Ruhr, Bioscience, and Scalar. This is why I should have not, you know, I need to change up the structure of this quiz. I mean, not quiz, but content, right? Because it diverses the votes way too much from the start. Like, look at all these people that wanted these other decent companies and Blackwell. Are you guys actually going to make me buy some... Oh boy. Oh boy. Like, the problem with these kind of companies, right, is like the volume. Like, look how much volume. There is no volume. That's why it's so volatile. Oh my goodness. That is no good volume, right? Like, buying and selling the stock might be a bit of a problem, actually. Safe moon. It is literally safe moon. It's like you're stuck in there forever. I might lose 50% of my investments in Blackwell, but yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I think we got to a point. Interest rates are raising its open and shut case to pick WBC. It doesn't seem like... Oh gosh, Blackwell had another one now. Jeez. Oh boy. That spike some time ago, a literal typo that put the company on trading halt for a week. Oh gosh, it was a typo that pumped the price. Oh boy. I'm getting I'm getting a headache now. Okay. Closing off it, okay? I'm done. So it's 8:40 now, so I'm closing off the thing. So thanks everyone who have put in a response, okay? So I'm picking the top 4, but I think the top 4, there is no 4th, right? Like, everything else is evenly shared out, so there is no 4th, okay? Yeah, so there is no 4th, so I will have to go with the top 3. Okay, so we got Blackwell. So I'm going to do a YouTube vote now. Okay, so these were the votes on the Google thing. So thanks everyone who've joined in to say this. If you guys don't know what these companies are, look into Blackwell Okay, so I'll give you the three names. So it was Blackwell Global Holdings, Scalar Up, and Raw Bioscience. So those are the top three. I will do another vote on YouTube polls. Okay, so it will come up on your chat, and you just have to pick one that you prefer. For everyone else who wanted their own stock here, I'm sorry, it didn't pass the prelims, but you'll be able to choose the final stock out of these three, which are Blackwell, Scalar Up, and Raw Bioscience. So I'm going to be doing a another vote. So I'd buy 1K of BRISCOE shares over spending a single cent on one of these stores. Exactly, but you know why? But even then, that's why BRISCOEs can afford to do crazy sales, right? Which they had one recently for friends and families of staff members over last Friday and Saturday, which was pretty good. I bought something from it as well. Voting's rigged. Revote. No, it's not. It's not rigged. Okay, we have 17 votes and it was pretty on point. Okay. Oh, dare you to go and invest. No BRISCOEs. Yeah, BRISCOEs didn't make the top three. So yeah, I'm going to be putting another poll up now. So we could vote the fourth with those ones with one vote. Oh yeah, we can do that. Okay, we'll put one more then. Okay, so that's a pretty good call, Steve-O. So we'll do one more. Okay, so oh gosh, how am I going to do this? Okay. Okay, so let me just think about it real quick. BRISCOEs didn't make the top three. No, so that's four. So 1, 2, 3. BRISCOEs was not the only fourth as well, because all these other ones had one response as well, right? So yeah, just bear with me, guys. I'm going to make a fourth one, right? So let me do, oh gosh, duplicate, make a copy. Okay, copy. All right. All right. So I got the second one. Okay, so pick a stock for, okay, it's gonna be fourth place. Okay, so fourth stock. Okay, so this is gonna be a new one, so we're gonna take out the ones that we just had. So we have Raw Bioscience, Scalar Up, and Blackwell. So we removing these, we'll do another one with the one. So we got BRISCOEs, Westpac, E-Road. We got NZME, Napier, NZME, Napier. We got no restaurant brands. We got Fisher and Paykel Healthcare. We got My Food Bag, and we got Green Fern. Okay, Green Fern. So there was no Vincia, there's no Mainframe, there's no Infratil, so it was like that. Okay, so that's the ones that had one response. Okay, so we're going to do one more. Okay, one more vote on Google. Okay, I'm triggered that WBC was not picked. I'm going to protest outside your house. I'm joking. No one picked it though. I got nothing. Yeah, I got Westpac though. I mean, it's in the second one, right? So I'm gonna be sending out this link now. So okay. So shorten, copy. All right. So let's do this. Pick for the last stock in the semi-finals. Okay. Okay. This is the fourth stock. Okay. I don't understand why chat wants normal stocks. How's that exciting? Blackwell for content, profit or loss. I mean, let's keep a democracy kind of thing going on here. Okay, so I put the link out. Okay, I'm accepting responses right now. So go and give me those responses right now, guys. Yeah. So I just opened it. So yeah. Get onto it, guys. Get onto it. So this is for the fourth stock, okay? So we already have the top three, okay? We already got Blackwell, Raw Bioscience, and Scalar Up. So these are the ones that had one vote each. One vote each. I want to do a finals with four, okay? 4 stocks, so I'm picking the 4th stock of the ones that only had 1 vote. So, okay, so we got a bunch of people coming in. We got Green Fern, we got BRISCOEs, we got Napier, okay, we got FPH. Okay, so this is not the final stock. This is for the 4th stock in the semi-finals. Then we'll do all for Blackwell, Raw Bioscience, Scalar Up, and whatever comes out of here. Are you guys actually doing this? All right, so this one's going to be a pretty quick one. So I'm going to close it off in another minute or two. So put your votes in. Right now, it's tied between BRISCOEs and Green Fern Industries. For people who don't know what the difference between these two are, Green Fern is a cannabis company, and BRISCOEs is, you guys know BRISCOEs. It sells living things, furniture, and beddings and appliances and stuff like that. So it's currently it's a tie right now. Can someone break this tie? I don't want to do another. Okay, we will have to do another one. If you guys don't make it easier for me, we will have to do another one between Green Fern and BRISCOEs. Why is this so hard, guys? The form has already been removed, canned. Okay, Blackwell for the memes. Well, Blackwell's is gonna be in the final 4. So yeah, it's at 15 responses right now, guys. Guys, go into the Google Forms right now. It's in the chat. Put your vote in. I am going to stay here until this breaks. Yeah, there's a tie between Green Fern and BRISCOEs. I don't want to do another vote again, to be honest, but if we have to, we'll have to. But yeah. He's trying to make gains. Give him a break. Yes, I actually want gains, guys. Sure, content is good, but it's all good. We're not picking for the final stock right now, okay? We're picking for the 4th stock to be added to the semi-finals, so keep that in mind. Okay. I think it's stuck between Green Fern and BRISCOE. So what I might do at this point is do a YouTube for the semi-finals here. I went BRISCOEs. BRISCOEs is a solid company. I think BRISCOEs is a solid company. Okay, I'm not getting any votes, guys. Okay, so I'm going to do a tiebreaker between Green Fern and BRISCOEs on YouTube right now. Okay, so tiebreaker for 4th stock option, Blackwell versus BRISCOEs. Okay, BRISCOEs. All right, so it's still not broken. So, oh, gosh, okay. I'm going to stop this one. I'm going to put it on YouTube, okay? So keep your eyes on, not Blackwell, Green Fern, I mean. Yeah, Green Fern. So I'm going to put a vote on YouTube polls now. So keep your eyes out for the vote right now on YouTube, and it will show you, yeah. All right. Okay, that's it. Okay. Tiebreaker. Okay, it's in. All right. Check right now on top, and we'll go for the one that has the most votes. This is the tiebreaker. Okay, tiebreaker for the 4th stock option. This is not the final option. This is the 4th option. Okay. We got 12 votes already. Come on, put your votes in, guys. Even the people who don't talk on chat. I know you guys want to be a bit more interactive, but you're just shy to ask me things or say things on chat. That's totally fine, but please vote. It makes my life a lot easier when we stop getting ties. But yeah, it seems like BRISCOEs is ahead at the moment. It seems like a lot of people like BRISCOEs, which is also one of my favorite retail companies in New Zealand, because I buy a lot of my appliances from BRISCOEs, like my hairdryer and stuff. But you know, I literally bought an iron from BRISCOEs actually as well. It doesn't matter what wins here. Blackwells will still win in the final. Well, we'll have to see, right? All right. We got 19 votes and we got 20 people here. So I'll give you guys 30 more seconds and I will close the poll. But I think BRISCOEs will be winning this one. Yeah. 60 to 40, so it's gonna be at, we got 21 people, 22 people now, so we've got some new people. If you haven't voted already, we're voting for the fourth stock option between Greenfern and BRISCOE's, which will go into the top four voting system, and we'll choose the final pick a stock winner for July 2022 pretty soon. So I think that's pretty much done. So we got Blackwell, Raw Bioscience, Scalar Up, and most likely BRISCOE's now. So it should be fine. What's an iron? Like iron, like the thing that you use on your clothes, like iron. What? What do you mean? What's an iron? All right. Okay, in poll. I think we got 20 votes in and we have 20 viewers right now. So that was BRISCOE's winner, okay? No rigged votes, no nothing, okay? So BRISCOE's won 60%, Greenfern 40%, okay? So, okay, we got Blackwell. So there's going to be a final poll on YouTube now for this 4 companies, okay? Final vote for pick a stock for T7F July 2022. Okay, we got not Greenfern, we got Blackwell, we got Raw Bioscience, we got BRISCOE's, we got BRISCOE's, we got Scalar Up, okay. Scalar Up, and we got Raw Bioscience, yeah. Okay, final vote, okay? It's gonna be on YouTube chat, as you guys just saw for the BRISCOE's versus Greenfern, so it's gonna work the same thing. Final vote for pick a stock for T7F July 2022. So, it's in. Okay, let's go straight into it, guys. It's like steel, but worse. Choiboy has been ripped off. Oh well. Mass mixed. Alright. Put your votes in, guys. It's the final vote on the thing, okay? Oh, BRISCOE's is coming up. Remember, for people, okay, so Blackwell, I'm not sure what they do. We got Raw Bioscience, which is tied with BRISCOE's. Please, not another tie. If there's another tie, I will have to do a tiebreaker. But yeah. The problem is, not many people know what Blackwell is, and it's such a small company, but no one knows what Blackwell actually does. I don't even think a lot of these people on this chat would have seen what Blackwell is. Not even I know what Blackwell is properly, to be honest. Okay, so it seems like BRISCOE's is gonna win. It seems like BRISCOE's is gonna win. We got 18 votes in, we got 19 people here, and BRISCOE's is already at 44%, which is double the amount of Blackwell and Raw Bioscience. So, mixed emotions. I love democracy, but come on, chat. Blackwell it was gonna be fun. Was it? Like seeing my investment go from $50 to 150 to like 200 in like days, like, is that fun? We got 20 votes in right now and we only got 18 people here. I'll give it one more minute because we already got 20 votes and we got 21 votes and we got 18 people here. It doesn't seem like it's going to change much from BRISCOE's, but yeah, interesting indeed. All right. I don't know what Blackwell does exactly. I don't know. I don't know either, to be honest. But all right. I think this is it. I think this is my poll. I don't even know what half my investments do. That's probably not the best thing to do, honestly speaking. Like, I expect people to at least know what their company is and how they make money and what their financial status is, even if you don't look into it much depth, you should at least know what it does, right? Because the moment you don't know what a company does, like, you just lose control of your investments, and when that happens, you start to panic. You don't know when to buy or when to sell. Yeah, it's not a really good thing because you have no control of your investments. So it seems like BRISCOE's is going to win at 21 votes. No, BRISCOE's didn't get 21 votes. So we had total 21 votes, and it doesn't seem like there's any votes for the past minute or so. So I think we're going to end it there. So BRISCOE's has won at 43%. Okay, so that was it. No, the stupid spammer came back. Go away. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Go away, dude. Cameron, help me. I need to ban these stupid people, but gosh. How do I add these people to the blacklist? Because it seems like the same stupid spammer all the time. Okay, I removed all those spam things, but anyways. So that was the final vote for Pick a Stock for Till 7 Figures July 22. BRISCOE's has come up first at 42%, Blackwell 23%, Raw Bioscience at 23%, and Scalar Up at 9%. So 21 votes. Thank you to the 21 people who has voted on this. Greatly appreciated. That's not what my tax return said last year. Of course, yeah, that's fine. Like, if you are happy with not knowing what your investments do, that's totally fine. But I personally is really against it. And also, I think a lot of successful people would like to know what their investments do, right? Like, it's like this. Like, you look at a startup and you'll be like, oh, it's going to make you so much money. But we don't know what this company do. Like, not a lot of people gonna drop millions of dollars into startups, for example, where they don't have like a clear vision or they don't know what they do, right? So it's like that kind of thing. Like, I mean, I guess, like, that being said, like, you could always be lucky and make money in the investments, but I think if you don't know what your investments do in the long term, it doesn't really help you develop good habits of investing. Like, you could be lucky, and anyone can be lucky, but that's the problem, right? Like, you should not bank your wealth on luck. It should be more based around at least educational guesses, based on your research. Like, of course, we don't have a crystal ball to forecast what stocks will make us fortune or not, but it's like that kind of thing. So BRISCOE's has won. Okay, so as you guys can see on YouTube, there is no rigged thing going on. So I am going to BRISCOE's and I'm going to put and BRISCOE's was just like bottoming down here. So that's not bad. So it came down from $7.20, which was the high point and peak. And yeah, I'm buying it slightly cheaper, which is around their previous kind of support here. So that was the previous resistance, which would have became a support now, but we just don't know what's going to happen. But it seems like it's going to be pretty good. So BRISCOE's is a decent company. Yeah. Okay, so $97.25. So this is how much I had from main freight. So I will be buying this right now. Okay, give me a sec. There we go. So it took 48 cents for transaction fee, which is quite a lot, but oh well, can't do much. Anyways, that was it. That is BRISCOE's, and it is finally in the list. So thank you everyone who has joined into today's Pick a Stock. It was pretty fun. What a funny little content we have here. We got people fighting over half the people trying to make me buy like weird ass stocks, and half the people trying to give me sensible stocks. So it's like a balance there, right? This is why I love democracy. It gives you the majority. The majority wins. Sometimes it's quite a close win, but a win is still a win. Oh my goodness, till seven love account. I don't have a love account. That's a spammer, guys, so ignore it. Always look at the earnings. Always, you are buying a part of a company after all. Exactly, right? If you're a shareholder, you would at least, even the company that you invested in, the board and the CEO executives, they would like you to know what you are investing into, because when you're a shareholder, you have power of becoming you have power to vote for their company directions in the future, right? Like, for example, if like Plexure, when I was doing the merge, it asked the people, their shareholders, hey, are you guys fine with it? And people can vote yes or no, and which majority of the people said yes, and that's why they went on with the merge. That's the power you have as a shareholder. Imagine your company has a bunch of dumb investors that don't know what the heck your company does, and they have, like, more than 50% of your company. That means that the majority of your company is pretty much dumb people that won't be able to make the best decision for the company because they don't know anything about it. That's the thing, right? um that is the reason why you would want to know what you're investing into. It's a bit more of a responsibility thing. I think as you grow older, you have a sense of responsibility. Of course, when you're in your teen, or if you're in your, like, early mid kind of 20s, then sometimes investment just might, like, stock market might feel like a casino to you. Sure, I guess people have their phases, but in the long term, you should not treat the stock market like a casino, because you will really be burnt at some point in time. I've seen a lot of people, people have been, like, bragging about, oh, I made like 100% money on, like, all this kind of stuff. Like, there's a friend of mine actually that made a lot of money in GameStop. Yeah, so back in the GameStop kind of stages, like 1.5 year ago, my friend made a lot of money on GameStop. Okay, he made like $80,000 or something like that. So he made a lot of money because he put in a lot of money. But at the end, what happened to him? He bragged about it. Didn't really like him. I kind of shoved him away. I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, you just went on the hype and you made a lot of money, and now you're, like, really confident thinking you're the Wolf of Wall Street. It's not a good sight. So I was like, oh, okay, you can do whatever you want, but I don't really want to, associate with any of this. I heard from another friend that is a friend of him. Apparently, he lost a lot of money in the recent dips because he's been buying a lot of stupid stocks after that. It's that kind of thing, right? Like, it's not a good habit. You could always be confident and full of ego when you make money in the stock market, but yeah, people only humble down once they get hit, and if it's your money on stake, then it is no chill. It can happen so fast. It's, like, not even funny. Like, think about the people who invested in big companies thinking it wouldn't dip, like Netflix, or I don't know, Spotify, Microsoft, Apple. They all dipped, and people, you know, yeah, it's it. Like, and let's say a lot of people had, like, a lot of wealth in these kind of companies, and there's suddenly half price. Like, man, like, imagine you had like 200K worth of, like, I don't know, Facebook, and it's suddenly, like, I don't know, like 100K. It's like that, right? And you only humble down once you get to a point where you go over one of these hurdles in life, and yeah, it's like that kind of stuff. Give Ezra a mod and put me on blacklist. I'm disappointed. Why mixed emotions? If you know what you're doing or worried too much, just pick some random stocks and hold. Ooh, I would hold. I would rather pick random big stocks, but yeah, sure. I don't recommend. Like, okay, I'm a YouTuber, right? I have a disclaimer. I say do your own research. Do your own research. Take a grain of salt when you're listening to me, but at the same time, I need to, as a part of the community of investors in New Zealand and global, stay. I'm an investor. I'm an enthusiast. Let's say, for that reason, and I'm also putting myself on YouTube. I have a sense of responsibility where I made this channel to help people make better decisions. I can't really go and be like, hey, if you're young, just gamble on the stock market and just hold it. Like, I can't say that. I want to be a bit more specific. That's why, I'll be going over these, simply Wall Street, these financial records and financial reports, and showing people what I look into. Even a bit like surface level is never in depth, but it's enough to kind of get people started on what to look into when you look into companies, because these are the kind of informations you really want as an investor. You want to know how to research into a stock. You want to know how to read the market, how the economy correlates with the market, and you want to have all this information in your head where in the future, when you have a lot more money to invest, you put them in the right places. Because remember, if you're playing with a few $100s, few $1,000s, it's not a big deal. Even my public portfolio, remember, this is my public portfolio, and my private portfolio is bigger. And of course, I'm not going to reveal or expose my private one, but this one specifically, I made this Sharesies portfolio here 2.5 years ago, in January 2020. So 2.5 years ago, to show you on YouTube, right? And yeah, over the years I learned a lot myself as well. So yeah, it's, by all means, people can do whatever they want with their money, but if you want to make the most out of your money, it's best you study, right? Okay, people can get lucky anytime, but it's not very guaranteed how long that luck will last. And once that runs out, you developed a lot of bad habits and it just doesn't go anywhere. Okay. But yeah, if you already know what you're doing, then even if you pick like stocks like casually, you'll be picking better stocks than people that have no idea, I guess. Ilmi, delete the app and forget about it for 10 or so years. That's also an option as well, I guess. You can just buy and forget, which is not a bad idea. But for a lot of people, I think if they really like a stock, they'll dollar cost average it over the years, and they will reap a lot of money over the next years. So it's better to dollar cost average than lump sum buy sometimes. So sometimes people mix it up between lump sum and dollar cost averaging, and they kind of do, like, I don't know, if they would split $1,000 over a year, like every month. Sometimes some people would like to do it quarterly, but for that same $1,000. So how you split up your money and dollar cost average it, it's totally up to you. It's your money, it's your personal finance. You just got to find what you're comfortable with at the end. Israel, I'm gonna bye. I'm gonna go. See you next live. Thank you, Israel, for coming along today. Thank you very much. Hope you have a good night. Cameron, majority wants to see you cry. It seems like majority nearly wanted to see me cry, but at least like at the end, people actually like gave me a decent stock, and BRISCOE's came up first. Because I think the thing is, a lot of these people that didn't want to give me like random stock, like since like they wanted to give me a sensible stock, they would have they would have chose like Napier or like FPH or I don't know, BRISCOE's and Westpac, but and some of you people that wanted to just see me gamble on the casino, in the stock market casino, you guys would have gave me like real bioscience and like Blackwell and stuff like that. But you know, we have a pretty even split of people who gamble on the stock market and sensible in the stock market, and it seems like I can see what kind of investors you are, like based on what kind of investments you give me. Remember, the whole point of this content is trying to make money, right? It's not to it's not to, what do you call it, lose money or see so much volatility. Also, it might be quite interesting to see how volatile these investments would be. But at the end, this content is to show people what happens if you just keep trading these stocks at a certain point in time, and how do they, like maybe you wanted to buy it but you don't really want to buy it with your money. I'll put my money onto it just for the sake of content. But yeah, it's quite a messy content, but it works at the end of the day. BRISCOE sucks, so you lost this round. Ah, come on, Tusky. I know you're salty about BRISCOEs, but What can we do? Democracy is harsh sometimes, isn't it? Cameron, so as a shareholder, you were like, if I could sum up. Yeah, I guess so. And Winter Spark, no, 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 no. There was no. My decision to move to Spark and leave Plexion and stuff like that, and also I left Spark already, right? But I still love the stock, right? Like I love Spark stock. Like I think it's a great stock, but I just career wise, personally, I had better options elsewhere. But you know, yeah, the stock itself had no impact on me staying or leaving a company. So, yeah, it's not much of a thing, to be honest. It's not really tied up with my career, at least. Tusky, I'm nice enough to at least not vote for a raw scam, a raw cam. We can see who's evil and who's not in this chat, right? It's quite interesting. Tim, looking forward to seeing how BRISCOE goes, bro. Exactly. I'm actually quite interested because the funny thing is, we bought it at this kind of like the previous resistance, right? And it broke through resistance and it hit another resistance and it came back down. And this is slightly becoming its next support, but it went below, and this might be the next resistance. So it might actually do nothing for the next months, or it might actually dip even further. We don't know. But because it's a dividend stock, people tend to like dividend stocks when the economy is not that great, because growth stocks, they don't go up in price anymore. All those stocks that don't pay dividends, they are no longer that valuable because in a bear market the capital gains goes down, like the asset classes go down in price, especially for stocks, right? So for that reason, people start to move their investments, split it up into more things that make more sense in the short to medium term, which is dividend stocks, where they're actually making some money, where this stock price is not doing nothing, is doing nothing for the next couple of years, but they're at least getting like 5 to 8% in dividends every year or so, which is pretty good for some people that has a lot of money. Think about it. Like if you have $1 million in stocks, in dividend stocks, you're getting like a whole salary per year in dividends, which is like around 50 to 80K. Just imagine that, like just for having money in that stock. And you can keep that stock forever as long as that company keeps giving you like 5-6%. You can, in 20 years you made your money back, plus if you sell the investment 20 years later, let's say, and it's double the price of what you bought it at, then you also made money on that $1 million stock, and it's now you can sell it for $2 million. Simple as that, right? It's simple as that. Of course, this is assuming there's been no capital raises or whatever drama in between, which is quite rare to see, but it does happen though. Oh yeah, damn! To make 80K, he must have gambled a lot. Yes, my friend did. I don't. It's kind of sad that I don't really call him a friend anymore. But yeah, he gambled quite a lot. He was a crazy dude. But yeah, it worked out for him. But at the long run, it didn't work out for him because he developed a lot of bad habits from getting so much money from GameStop. It kind of made him feel like he'll just win every time he gambles on the stock market, which is not really the case. And also timing didn't work out for him because we went into like a pretty big bear market since like earlier this year, late last year kind of thing. So yeah, it's quite an interesting one. William, what are your thoughts on restaurant brands? Let's say restaurant brands. It's $1.2 billion company, okay? So its revenue is 1.1. So it's pretty close. It's nearly 1-to-1 with the market cap, which is pretty good revenue. Earnings is not that great though. 51 mil is pretty low for that much of a revenue. That's less than 5% in profit margin, which is quite low. But of course, this industry, it doesn't seem like they make a lot of margin in general. But even then, I guess during like the pandemic days, like they made a decent profit margin. But Yeah, not much anymore though. Where is the revenue? Here it is. See, so yeah, the profit margin is not that great. Like that's my main concern with restaurant brands, right? But because there is a big market for it, and yeah, it was a huge thing in lockdowns, but because we're not even going into lockdowns, it's kind of normalized as well. So I'm not quite sure what I feel about it. Their earnings is not that great. P ratio is quite high as well, right? Like P ratio was pretty high. Yeah. 23.1 times P ratio is very high. Equity is at least higher than debt, but debt to equity ratio is quite high as well, which is not very preferable, to be honest. Dividends, they cancelled it for quite some time as well, and they recently started paying again. But their dividends is pretty average, like 3% is not that great, to be honest. And if they cannot pay at least 5%, they lose the game in dividend stocks. So it's not even a good dividend stock, to be honest, because 3% is pretty bad in a time like now where a lot of companies are paying like at least 5%. So yeah, not my favorite company. I think there's a very big cap on. There's a very there's a restriction around how scalable they are as a company because they need infrastructure, they need real estate, they need land, they need people, they need training. Like there's a lot of things that go in to operate these fast food chains, and there's already so many in New Zealand, right? So that's the problem. And New Zealand, Australia, California, Hawaii, Saipan, and Guam, like all these cities would probably have, restaurant brands are normally, they normally go for big companies, big franchises, right? So yeah, I think scalability is my main concern with this one as well. So, and their profit margin is not that great. So it's not my cup of tea, to be honest, personally speaking. Yeah, I personally would like to stay away from it, but by all means, I'm never right. So I'm not always right. I mean, I'm sometimes right, but I'm not always right. So yeah, keep that with a grain of salt. Cameron, if we sign up to your OnlyFans, do we get to see your private portfolio? No, I will never reveal my private portfolio ever. Because remember, there is no good in revealing everything you have unless you're a celebrity where everything is public to you, like publicly like shown, right? Like if you're really rich, people will know how much you have and how much you earn, well, roughly at least, because especially if you have stocks, it's all publicly available. But yeah, it's not a good idea for an ordinary person like me to share everything on YouTube because it becomes a very controversy thing. And also, I'm not here to boast about my holdings or whatnot. I'm just here to talk about stocks, personal finance, the housing market, whatever personal finance things there are, to revise myself. Also, I love talking about it, but also to help other people who are very new to the space to give them ideas on what to look into, what to research into, so they can come up with their own kind of things to think about when they things. So I'm just like a guider, right? I'm an initial kind of guidance kind of guy who likes to just put people on the right track and I just leave you there. Okay. I'm not going to spoon feed you and tell you what to buy, tell you what to sell. I'm not going to do that because first of all, I'm probably going to get a call um, from the FMA, which is the Financial Market Authority. They will probably rake me if I recommend stocks and hype stocks up and stuff like that. So I'm not going to do that. Also, I have no intentions to do that. Yeah. Everything comes with a grain of salt on my channel, okay? I'm not a financial advisor. Even if I do become a financial advisor, I will never give free advice on YouTube. Because that would be my full-time job. But there is no chance I would become a financial advisor, so no one should take me 100% seriously. That's pretty much it. Just like think of me as a friend that likes the stock market and likes talking about these personal finance things, and a friend that just reads about these kind of things every day and just somewhat knowledgeable, not an expert at all. Tim, what's your long-term outlook on Plexure? I'm down 62% at the moment I'm down 78%. So long term is, I think they hit rock bottom. I don't think they can dip further than right now. I think what I'm looking for Plexure to do is give me some confidence boost on that the merge between Task and Plexure actually worked out. And I want to see this in money terms, right? Like I want to see good revenues and good profit margins in the coming 1 or 2 years for me to keep the stock. If they don't show me anything in the next 1 or 2 years, I will sell it eventually. Because there is no point. I am holding onto the last piece of straw that they have left from this merge, which a lot of people lost a lot of confidence in. And what I want to see is, can you make money? The whole point of the merge is so they can expand their business and, you know, cross sell between Task and Plexure and make more money. And like the synergy between Task and Plexure. If I don't see that synergy come through in the next 1 or 2 years, I am not going to give them any more time. I might sell it, or at worst I'll sell it. And if it really, like, if it's still like that I will just leave it. It's not a huge lot of money. It's not a huge amount of money I have on Plexure anymore because it went down so much. But yeah, yeah. It's not right now. I lost a lot of confidence in Plexure, but I am waiting for good news in the next half year results and next full year financial report for 2022-2023 financial report. But that's what I'm looking for. Tusky, good night. Thank you for coming on along today. Ariane, hey Jack, did you find a job relatively soon after graduating UOA? I found a job during my 4th year. So in my final year, in September, I started working, not full time because I was still doing my Part 4 project for engineering. So I found a job in September. I worked part time, so I worked like 2 to 3 days per week. So some days I went into uni to do a bunch of projects. So I started after my Part 4 project finished. I went like 3 times a week. And then after my finals finished, my exams in November, I just went full-time right away. So, yeah, I found a job before I even graduated. Of course, not a lot of people can do that, but I job hunt pretty fast. So I job hunt throughout the whole 4th year, my final year. So that's because I don't like being in a dilemma of like, oh, should I study more or should I look for a job? Like, I don't like to be in that spot where I'm like clueless. So while I'm busy, I make myself even busier. I do my studies plus I look for a job. If I get a job, I start the job while I'm still studying. Like that's the kind of person I am. It just worked out better for me, I guess. So hope that answers your question. Tim, does anyone here watch the Maverick of Wall Street YouTube channel? No, I do not. So I'll skip that. So if you're interested in American markets, have a look at that. But yeah. Maybe I'll keep that in mind. So Maverick of Wall Street, I'll have a look into it. A lot of input cost and employee volatility for restaurant brands. Yeah, I think it's a tricky market. I think it's hit the cap. There's a very, as I mentioned, scalability is a huge thing for restaurant brands. I personally think at least. William B, what's a good profit margin percentage you looking for companies? This profit margin depends on the industry, okay? Every industry has its own kind of range of acceptable profit margins. For example, IT companies and tech companies tend to have like 30, 40, like 20 to like 40% profit margins because they make so much money because they're scalable, right? They can scale the business so quick. Like for example, it's a lot easier to scale a online business than an offline business, right? Like if you need offline business, you need real estate, building, people, like train them, sure. Tech companies have the same thing, but because once they do that, they don't need more people as more users, right? Like restaurant brands, for example, if you have more customers, you need to hire more people. It's very correlated. But in tech, you can have the same amount of people and you can have a $1 million user base, and you can have that same 100 employees and you can service maybe like 10 million people if you have enough people to kind of get on with the work. But maybe it won't be proportional, directly proportional, where because the user base has increased 10 times, I don't need 10 times more employees. That's the benefit of tech companies, and that's why they are so profitable compared to these traditional companies like retail, manufacturing, I know, utilities, telecom, like these kind of companies. It's more based on user base, and employee is quite proportional, more proportional, directly proportional than tech companies. So yeah, retails and like restaurant brands kind of companies, I want at least 5-10%, to be honest, but 10% is pretty high for some of these industries as well. So it depends on the company as well. So it's not a very easy question to answer. It's like, how much percentage do I looking for? That depends on the industry. And if you look into every single company, like, you'll get a feel for, oh, wait a second, this company is the same as the other, but why is one making like, I don't know, 10% profit margin where the other one makes only 5% profit margin? And you'll be looking into the differences and see where the money is going more into compared to this company and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's not a very cutthroat thing where I'm looking for a percentage of company, but percentage of profit margin, but yeah, you get a feel for how much they should be making versus how much they are actually making, and you just try to make the best educational guess out of that. Mixed emotions. I have already sent a report to FMA since you said you're a financial guidance. What? I said I'm not a financial guide. I am not a financial advisor. Please. Let's make that clear, mixed emotions. I know you're joking though. Tim, respect. Choi keeps it real. Love the enthusiasm. Thank you very much. It's what I like talking about, and that's why I made this YouTube channel, and it just makes me happy. I don't expect to have a lot of viewers. You know, honestly speaking, I would have a lot more subscribers and viewers if I spent more time on YouTube, but because I have so many other hobbies as well, let alone I have a full-time job as well, which keeps me pretty busy most of the week. Yeah, it's not easy to spend too much time on YouTube, but I really do want to make more videos. Half of it's laziness and half of it is I'm actually like running out of time. I need more than 24 hours a day, but yeah, it is what it is. Tim, Plexure has done a Hello Games and gone radio silent. It kind of feels like that, but I'm pretty sure Plexure is also feeling the heat, right? Because they're probably trying really hard to prove something that it has to work. They're probably on their toes right now. They're like, oh, we diluted the share so much, we did so many capital raises, and we even merged companies with Task, which was worth more than what Plexure was as well at that point in time. We need to show our shareholders something. We need to show them good results, and I'm pretty sure they're feeling the pressure, and that's probably why they're pretty silent, because they have nothing to show right now as well. And what can they say? Their financial report showed like a negative $24 million, something like that. Like it was like negative 20 something million dollar loss. So yeah, 24 million, 20 something million dollar loss in the past financial year, which is not the greatest. But yeah, of course they won't have anything much to say, because yeah, all I ask for them to do is just work hard and just show me that the merge went well, and that is actually gonna Plexure is actually gonna be able to reap the rewards for all that drama last year. That's all I ask. It's not an easy ask, but as a shareholder, you have the right to say, hey, can you actually make some money this time? Because they haven't been doing too great in the past year or two. Shao, what's your thoughts on channel infrastructure? I don't know what you mean by channel infrastructure. Is that a stock? Okay, let's see. Channel infra. Okay, all these new stocks, I'm not keeping up to date with these new ones, but it's 449. Okay, remember, I don't know much about the company itself, especially if I have never heard of it. all I can say is based off the financial reports and these infographics. I cannot say anything much else. If they have deals going on the side with other people, and if they have people hyping it up for some reason, I wouldn't know about it. So just keep that in mind. If you make me look into a stock, it is going to be very surface level, and it is not going to be accurate. It's not going to be an accurate representation of what its potential is. If I say it's bad, I'm probably saying it bad based on their financials, but they might have really good deals ahead of them or something like that, or I don't know, like an industry edge. I'm not sure, but just keep that in mind while we do it. But we have $450 million market cap. We have a $232 million revenue, which is not bad. That's pretty good, but their earnings is 552, which is more than their earnings was more than market cap in the negative. So they lost more money compared to their market cap. What is going on with this company? Jeez, what did they do? Oh, okay. Refinery to Auckland Pipeline. Okay, I see. Oh, it's the New Zealand refining company, and they rebranded. Okay, I see. I see. Whangare. Okay. My goodness. Okay. Oh, I don't like the earnings, dude. Alright. Yeah. Declining revenue over time plus negative earnings. I don't like the look of that, to be honest. And if they had to rebrand the company, which is also not a good thing, their equity's on a downfall and their debt has been paid down just a bit, but the equity dipped just as much. So guess they're trying to get rid of their debt. I'm not sure what's happening, but they don't have they have no dividends now as well, so there's no extra benefits. I don't like where they're heading. I personally don't like where they're heading. I don't know if there's anything behind this company, but financially speaking, they're going downhill pretty a lot. They're being owned by a lot of these oil companies, so ExxonMobil, Ampol, and BP. They're all big oil companies, global ones. Yeah, it's quite interesting, but yeah, oil stocks might be a bit of a interesting thing, especially for something like this. Their financials are not looking too good, so I'm not sure what the drama is about, but yeah, it's not looking good financially. I personally would stay away from it unless there's some other media that talks about other parts of it. David, good to have in the live stream. Maverick is really good. Oh, interesting. I'll have a look into his YouTube channel. Because it's utility holding company. It's a Maverick. Maverick? Wait, so are you not talking about the YouTube channel? Ah. Are you talking about this? I'm not quite sure where we're going. Okay. Ariane, do you know why Infratil hasn't dropped in the recent market? Because they hold utility companies and dividend stocks and whatnot. A lot of their holdings are dividend stocks, so I don't think they would have dipped too much. Infratil was always a pretty good investment, to be honest. It's quite stable. Because they mostly hold dividend stocks, for what I know, they're quite conservative with their market. So their holdings represent a pretty good strong holdings for a time like a recession. So I think that's why it might be the case. Yeah, if you just look at the companies they hold, and if you look into every one of them, you might get a better idea of why they don't dip too much. It's probably because their investments hasn't dipped too much, right? That's probably it, right? So if their investments dipped a lot, then it would go down, just like Berkshire Hathaway, because they buy a lot of companies, they follow the market, and when the market falls, it fell with it. But because Infratil doesn't buy everything in the market, but rather it's more specialized in infrastructure investments, which they do like utilities, telecom, and all those kind of companies, and like transport, like structural, those kind of companies, and it's bit of a more safety options for that. It's more niche investment holding company, and it's a more specific one, which works well in a recession than just the general market. And that's probably my thoughts on why Infratil isn't dipped too much. Ariane, I see you did software engineering, correct? I did computer systems, which is half software and half electrical. It's in the middle there, so yeah. But yeah, I did like half software and half electrical and electronics, pretty much. What were the projects like? Sorry about the off-topic questions. Looking to study down this path next year. That's fine. Projects were my computer systems, which we call ComSys in UOA. It's a Bachelor of Engineering specialization, which I personally think it's quite obsolete. There's a lot of obsolete tools they use and concepts they use. The concepts are good. I think the tools and the code languages and stuff like that they use is not very up to standard with the current state and stayed in the market. If you wanted to go down the comps route, it's fine. But I think the projects are pretty good if you go to software. So if you want to go to software engineering, I think they're pretty good. And also, it's quite reputable in New Zealand. So if you do engineering, software engineering in UOA, you're pretty well off in New Zealand. So, and yeah, projects were not that bad. Comsys was like, electrical was but yeah, Comsys is like a very weird one because it's like a hybrid between two specializations. Hey Mesh, thoughts on SPCE and current market? SPCE. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think they had an edge before Virgin Galactic, but I think they lost a lot of the edge to like SpaceX and stuff like that. So I'm not quite sure. They still do more of like tourism around like human space flights and commercial, you know, like I think it's quite. I think they lost a lot of the edge. So that's why you don't hear much about them anymore. But and that's why I sold it eventually because I don't see any potential in this company anymore. But yeah, I personally don't see anything in SPC anymore, but I might be wrong. That's the thing. Turtwig, what's your daily routine these days? Work, badminton, Netflix, uh, look at investment stuff, watch YouTube, and sleep. That's pretty much it. Yeah, same thing all week. Okay, Tim. 7% is good year on year if you can get it. Growth in most companies is stunt globally, so you're doing well if you're seeing any positive growth. Exactly. If you're positive right now, you're doing pretty good. But if you're not positive, don't be alarmed. Don't be sad because it's just happened to be the market, especially if you happen to if you started to invest this year in the stock market, then don't be too sad. You just came in at a very bad timing, but it will get better as you stick with it and be rational. Don't be too emotional in the markets. It doesn't really work in your favor most of the time. So, yeah. Tim, CHI dying industry. Yeah, dying industry, sure. I still think they have a few decades with them, like at least 1 or 2 decades more, so 10, 20 years, but we'll have to see. Like, yeah, I'm personally not a big fan. Although I love my combustion engine on my car, I don't. I think we are slowly moving away from these kind of fuel and oil companies. Well, I think there's still going to be a big demand for it because, like, for example, I don't see planes becoming electrified in the near future and stuff like that. So for those kind of reasons, there's and freights, big ships like those will still run off oil for quite some time, I think. So yeah, there's still going to be a use for it, but I think they're just going to limit the use of oil and these kind of fossil fuel kind of sources over time, which might hinder the companies. But I think we still got at least a couple of decades left before they completely die out. I don't think the alternatives are like stable enough to supply for all the energy needs we have in the world right now. Infratil is a utility holding company. Yes, exactly. It's a holdings company. It's an investment infrastructure companies. That's pretty much it. This guy came back. My goodness. Damn it! This this bot. I'm pretty sure there's a bot. Like, I need to freaking. I need to report this somehow. Okay, wait. Let me see. Report. Okay, I hide that channel. Okay, cool. Okay, we're losing a lot of people now, so I think it's a good time to kind of wrap it up. So thank you everyone who came to the live stream today, especially for the pick a stock. If you haven't liked this live stream yet, give it a like. And yeah, I think I'll finish it off now because my throat's feeling the pain after talking endlessly for the past 2 hours or so. It's not the easiest side hustle, but it is what it is. But yeah, thank you all for coming along today. And I will see you in the next video or live stream. So I will normally run these live streams every 2 weeks or so on a Sunday. So keep up to date with my Instagram, which is in the description below, should be. Also, I do schedule the live streams on a Saturday night before, or you can just check it on the Sunday morning. Yeah, and just check it. Russian bots, probably so. We'll see. But yeah, it's good time to wrap it up. So yeah, thank you all for coming today, and I will catch you in the next videos. All right, cheerio.